Okay, I'm gonna get started. 3 minutes late. I know. I wanted to quickly hop on here because over the past, I don't know, 12 hours, I've received an influx in messages about people telling me about their frustrations with their volume, with the fact that they're feeling like they've spoken to everybody, with the fact that they don't know how to reach outside their circle, or they just don't have anybody outside their circle of friends. Just the typical stuff. Let's see, August, September, October, November, December, January, 4 months, 5 months, almost. So we're going in 5 months of being with Q. This isn't something that is abnormal. So I definitely wanted to address that everybody's frustrations are it's valid. It's a normal thing. You're not the only one going through these feelings and these emotions. And the fact of the matter is, the longer you wait between your enrollments, whether that be with customers or whether that be with ambassadors, the more frustrated and discouraged you're going to be. That's just the name of this game. So this Zoom is kind of going to be centered around some of the things that I enjoy or that I have done that has been successful to build up my network. I think that being obviously consistent is a huge thing. Not only with social media, if you're going to utilize social media to build your business, you have to be consistent. So one of the very first things that I do when somebody comes to me and tells me their frustration with not enrolling as much as they want or whatever, is I go to your social media and I will look to see how long of time has passed between posts about what you're doing with Q or what products you're loving with Q. And typically if there's like days in between those posts, that's a huge red flag. That's not consistent. You should be posting at least once a day about your experience with this journey or your experience on the product of whatever you're using. In my perfect world, everybody would be posting about 3 times a day regarding Q Sciences. But if that's just not your jam, that's fine. But you've got to expose people to it. People are watching you to make sure you are going to be serious with this side gig, with this crazy network marketing thing that everybody gets involved in and thinks it's a scam because people try it and then they quit. So those of you who are like on the verge of walking away from this business right now, I'm telling you, and this is going to be kind of a few different angles, but for me, I'm telling you, you're feeling those feelings of frustration and being defeated, because typically right on the other side of that, greatness is happening. And it's really kind of crazy that a lot of people are coming and saying this right now, going into the new year, because you don't even know what's in store for the new year. And I will also tell you that giving this business 4 or 5 months is nothing. Like, that is not a lot of time. If you're wanting to be successful with network marketing, you've got to give it 5 years, at least 5 years of your time and your effort and your commitment, because this is a business, you guys. This is not the get rich quick scheme that everybody thinks it is. You don't enroll and all of a sudden you're just making all of this money. It takes work and it takes dedication. So, it's a double-edged sword, because yes, it is easy to make money with this business, but and what I should say, I guess, is yes, it's simple to make money with this business, but you have to put in the effort and the time. And so when people are coming to me and telling me that they're discouraged and that they're wanting to quit because they've burned through all of their people already and da-da-da-da-da, like I said, a few of the things that I first go to, I look at your social media and I'm going to see how far away your posts have been spaced, because the majority of you guys on our team are wanting to utilize social media as this big tool to bring people in, and that's great. But if you're going to utilize that, then you've got to be thoughtful and you have got to be cognizant on the fact that I've got to post more. I've got to up my game. If you can't solely tell me with 100% guarantee that you have done everything you can and that you've posted like consistently and all of that stuff, then you need to step up your game. And I understand the frustration. I understand that it gets discouraging for you guys. If you're taking the action and you're doing these income producing activities, you'll see growth. You'll see movement. So again, that's the first thing I'll do is go look at your social media and see how much time has passed between your posts. Another thing that I'll do is ask you, when was the last time you sat down and messaged 20 people? Or if you're doing that every day, when was the last time you kind of increased that and pushed yourself to maybe to message 5 more before you go to bed? So 25 people. Always improving and increasing your numbers is super important. With that being said, you guys, I know that it is hard to kind of stay organized in everything. So I'm going to share with you a few different ways that I have played with in the 5.5 years that I've been doing this. And then my favorite way, okay? And I'm just gonna start out with this first. And Melissa, I see that you're on here. You know this. You haven't been super consistent with it, but you already know this. Let me share my screen real quick so you guys can see. So there is a software. It's called teamzy.com. A lot of people who have previously been in network marketing before that are on this team have heard of this because it was a big boom with It Works Global, and a lot of the leaders and stuff were starting to use it. I love this software because it keeps track of your daily activity. One of my friends on this team, Dakota, she's not super active in the chat groups and stuff, but when we were sitting down and we were meeting with some of her reps that she would bring on, she made the comment of saying, a lot of people come into this space, into network marketing, and yes, they're their own boss, and that's really great. You get to be your own boss. You can work whenever you want to. You can work on this business and fit it into your life however you need to. But a lot of people don't know how to sit down and actually work on something without having a boss telling them what to do. And it kind of made perfect sense to me because really, I struggled with that a little bit when I first quit my corporate job to do just this full time. It was a little bit of a struggle to plan my day on what I was going to be doing in my day to make an impact in my business. But that's where something like this software, Teamzy, will come into place. Because yes, it is much easier if you have an expectation set, whether it be from a boss or for yourself or whatever. You have that expectation of, okay, well, today I've got to do this, I've got to work on that, and I've got to get this done. But then also having that in an organized place where you can kind of see it, right? This is my favorite thing that I have stumbled across in the 5.5 years that I've been doing this. I was in corporate America, so my whole job centered around kind of a similar tracking system of my daily stuff. So this is basically the dashboard. What this has done is I've loaded all of my contacts, all of my friends from Facebook are loaded into this system. I've also added it's not linked with Instagram, so you can't upload your Instagram list in here, but if I've had some serious leads off my Instagram, this little, this little circle button right here, you can add new contacts in here anytime you need to. I've put all of the phone numbers in my phone also in this system. So that's awesome. Everything's all in one spot. It's amazing. If you see up here on today's activities, once you're setting this system up, it will ask you to set up kind of some goals, basically. So daily activities is I want to connect with 10 prospects. So 10 potentials, 10 people that I don't, that are not in my business in any way. I want to connect with 4 customers. I want to connect with 3 of my distributors or ambassadors. I have set a goal for inviting 3 people every day to an online opportunity or to a coffee meeting or to something. So 3 invites, and then adding 3 people into the system or on Facebook, always adding new people. You always need to feed your funnel. You always need to have new blood coming into your space. So it's just a constant funnel of feeding people in it. They get dropped into, maybe it's a potential customer or distributor or whatever. So down here on this daily portion, I love it because you can check box, yep, I made my social post for the day. Oh, yep, I woke up and I did my personal development. Yep, I did take my Q4 QMax. So obviously being a product of the product is super important. So use your products daily. This helps you keep track of that. And I added exercise because, at one point I did exercise daily. That hasn't been the case recently though. But I'm going to get back on it. Obviously, new year, new me kind of crap. So down here, I am big on power hours. That's one out of my 6 lists, my 6 to-dos that I do every day. Power hour is one of them. I opened that up to all of y'all at the beginning of this whole crazy Q experience, and not a lot of people could do it on the time that I could do it. I'm definitely open to changing that if we need to. I tend to like to get those done early in the morning. If it were up to me, we would all be up at 5 o'clock in the morning and knocking it out and just getting it out of the way. That's just the way my mind works. If that is super not possible, and there are people who want to do this and hop on a working power hour and get through the stuff, and I can show you what I do to get through my daily tasks, then I'm more than happy to do that if we need to set it up at night. The only thing with night, you guys, is that I'm going to be completely honest. One of my biggest pet peeves is when people waste my time. So if people are committing to a power hour and I'm going to pull time away from my family during the evening hours, and I start seeing that that's kind of being abused and people aren't hopping on and all of that jazz, then I obviously just won't do it anymore. Because, I think I've told y'all, I've got do not disturb function set on my phone for after school hours. It's set on there clear until like 8 o'clock the next day. But I do squeeze work time in when kids are doing, bath time, whatever, when they've got their free time after dinner and stuff like that. So I will work. So I definitely do have some time that we can fit that in. But if people aren't going to take advantage of it, then it's just not worth it for me to hop on Zoom by myself and work when I could have done it at 5 o'clock in the morning and get it out of the way. So with that being said, obviously I can put a poll in our chat if people are interested in doing that. But power hours are super, super powerful. Power hour. Basically, with this system, it makes it super easy because it shows you who's on my list of people to talk to, and it organizes it all for you. So over here, it's got this Janae Brownlee Gennardi pulled up. Over here, I could select my activity. She's a friend from Facebook, so I can click on my Facebook message. I can go down here to scripts. This is a really nice thing for people who are new to this, who don't really know what to say or what to send when you're sending a message. Look over here on your left-hand side. There's all of these connects, and what connects is to Teamsy is just reaching out, basically. If you guys remember, and this is kind of where a lot of my training has come from. If you remember, your goal is to make somebody's day. So if you're so worried about sounding salesy when you're reaching out to people, this is what your goal should be, connecting with them just to make their day. This says, "Hi, Jane, just stopping by to say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome." Easy, send it. Most of the time people respond back and they'll be like, "Oh, thank you so much. How was your day? My day's really good too." You can edit this. You can change this however you want it to say. If you were going through and sending messages today, it would look something like, "Hey, just stopping by to say hello and to wish you a happy New Year's. I hope your day's awesome. How are you?" Something super simple. So you could copy that, super simple, down here with copy script, close out of it. You would send it, you would have your Facebook Messenger open in a separate tab and go over, find Janae Brownlee Gennardi, and you would send it to her. But I love this function of right here, right in Teamsy. You can populate it right here, just paste it, and then it would save it. So then when you go back, so her follow-up day is going to be, I've got her set at a 4, and this is kind of a little bit more advanced that I want to get into, but you'll rank each of your contacts in here. 4s, she's probably going to be followed up with in like 3 weeks. So the next time she pops up in my feed of people to talk to, I'll go back in here. If she has responded to me, great, we can continue our conversation. If she hasn't, then I just simply click on this connect number 2. "Hi, Jane, it's been a while since I've checked in with you. How are you? I hope all's going great." You are not mentioning anything about what you're doing with Q in these messages at all. The connect 3, "Hey, I saw you come across my Facebook feed and I thought I'd say hello. How are you? I hope your day is awesome." These are nice, thoughtful messages you are sending. And if these don't sound like something that you would typically say to somebody, then you can edit it and change it a little bit to how your wording is. These are follow-ups. So if you've got people that you have spoken with previously or customers or whatever, hey, Jane, just checking in like I promised I would. What questions do you have for me? You can go all the way down through all of these follow-ups and find one that's going to work. It literally holds your hand and walks you through a conversation to get somebody to talk to you. When you meet someone new, it was great to meet you today. I hope we'll continue to stay in touch. Like, so simple, you guys. I love this system. I think it's worth the money you pay for it. So once you log that connect, it will automatically pull up the very next person, and you just go through that. And it will start keeping track of all the people that I'm talking to right up here. It'll tell me I've got 9 prospects left to talk to. I've got 8 prospects left. And then it'll automatically kick me over to my customers once I've talked to all 10 of my prospects. Then it'll kick me over to my distributors after I've talked to all of my customers. And then I'll go in here to my follow-up tab, because these are all the people that I had previously spoken with, and I set a specific follow-up date to talk with them. So it'll alert you, you've got 6 people that you wanted to follow up with today, because maybe you talked to somebody about a product and they said, I have to wait till payday. So then payday comes, it's Friday, and you've got all of these people that you can go in and talk to. So it's a pretty cool system. I love it. It actually 100% changed my business when I started working with it, when I was with It Works. I like seeing my numbers grow. I like seeing the stats of stuff like that. So I think this is awesome. The cool thing with TeamZ, you can use this for free for 30 days. It won't even ask you for your credit card information. You get a free 30-day trial. I literally encourage every single one of you to at least sign up for that 30-day trial. Use it, see if it's something that you like, see if it's something that you think that can help you grow your business. And you know, if it's worth it for you. I think the monthly amount that I pay is $20 or $30. I think it might be $30. I'm not sure, but it's cheap, you guys. It's cheap when in relation, it could grow your business to wherever you want it to go. So, and it's a business expense. So you could have this as a tax write-off at the end of the year. No big swig, okay? I love TeamZ. I'm a big proponent. The guy who created this actually was with Beachbody, I believe. He left Beachbody. He saw the need for having something like this and created this company. So this system is so user-friendly for network marketers. It's amazing, and it will change your business if you're actually using it. But you do actually have to use it, Melissa. Don't sign up for the free 30-day trial and then like not use it, because then you're just wasting your 30 days and you're not going to get a true aspect of what this can actually do for you, right? So yes, it is work. It will work for you, but you have to sit down and make yourself use it. You have to put in your phone a reminder. Okay, today I'm going to get on TeamZ for 30 minutes and I'm going to work through my lists of people. Easy. I'm going to stop sharing this. If this is not something that you think that you could utilize, if that's something that you think that's not going to be helpful in your business, another way that I have kept track of people and contacts and all of the things is a simple notebook. This is not the one that I used, but just a composition notebook. I would go through, if I say I made a post about Q-Core QMax and there was a lot of people who commented on that post, I would have a page in my notebook and I would have it Q-Core QMax, and I would write down all of the names of the people who liked or commented on that post, and I would send them a message. If they don't respond, okay, that's fine. If they do respond, then you have a conversation with them, right? I would do it for every product. Hemp oil, I would do it for all the sprays. And then it's very easy to swing back around to this notebook and say, okay, well, this person was interested in Q-Core QMax at one time. Find their name in your messenger app or in your text messages or whatever, and swing back around with them on your follow-ups and say, hey, I know that you weren't ready to try this last Friday or last month because of Christmas and it was super chaotic finances and everything, but maybe, you know, now's a better time going into the new year. Can we talk about it? Can we meet up? Do you want to come to an opportunity event to learn more about what I do? You know, whatever. Tracking it in a notebook is easy. You put their name on there. You can jot a little note of, oh, she's got to wait till payday. So you know that you need to follow back up with her. The fortune is in the follow-up. I cannot stress it enough. I know it's corny. I know it's cheesy. I know people say it all the time, but people need multiple exposures to this product line and to this opportunity before they're going to jump in. If you guys were watching the 12 Days of Christmas series that Jake was doing with all of his business building tips, he even mentions, I don't know, he put colors on his people like green, red, and yellow or something. But people, the majority of people out in the world are going to need to see this multiple times before they are going to jump into it. The majority of people are going to want to see if you're yourself going to stick to it before they're going to jump into it, because they want to trust that you're going to do something with it, okay? If the notebook isn't your jam, I've also gotten a recipe box with little recipe cards and the dividers. And I have put 1 through 31 for all the days of the month. And I would put people's name down on the recipe card. And I would say, okay, well, I talked to Jenny today about Q-Core, Q-Max. This is what she said. Oh, she's got to wait till payday. So then I put her in, you know, the 15th, because the 15th was her payday. And then I know to go through that recipe box and pull her name out and say, okay, Jenny, we talked 2 weeks ago. You said you needed to wait till payday. I'm super excited to get you going on Q-Core, Q-Max. Let's do this. The point of all of this, you guys, is you've got to find some way that is going to be easy for you to organize your whole follow-up, your whole list of people, your whole network. Because if you're coming to me and you're expressing frustration and discouragement, and you're saying you've gone through all your people, I want to see a measurable way of who you've been talking to and how you have done it and how often you've been consistent with it and all of the things. We need to be able to measure your workload, because if it's simply something as, well, we need to step it up in this area, that is the most simple change to make in order to have a huge impact on your business, okay? If it's just having a system set in place like this in order to help keep you organized and help keep you accountable to actually sit down and do the work, fine, let's figure something out that's going to be for you. But the question is, you guys, are you willing to actually put the work in? Okay? It's very, very possible for people to get into this business and triple rank in a month. But if that hasn't happened for you and you're discouraged, if you triple ranked and then maybe you're falling back and you're getting discouraged, all of this is normal, but you need to understand you're building a business. And being into it 5 months and feeling the discouragement, yes, it's normal, but that shouldn't be something that's going to scare you away. And if it is, you know, I get it. There's not going to be any hard feelings. But maybe it's not cut out for you, but you need to be able to put the grit in and fight through these hard times, especially going into 2019, you guys. There's so many messages that I've had from people who are like freaking out, but guys, you have no idea what's even in store. Getting to that change event in February is going to blow your mind and completely change the way that you're looking at anything, because getting to events is one of the quickest way that is going to restore your hope and your drive and the fire and the excitement that you've had in this business and why you joined it. Getting really clear on why it is that you joined this business in the first place will be super beneficial for yourself. Knowing why you're sticking it out will be super beneficial for these hard times of just like dredging through all the crap, right? Another thing that I'm going to hit on, if people come to me and tell me that they're frustrated and they're discouraged, okay, well, let's talk about personal development. Let's talk about what it is you're doing to kind of get your mind in the right space to continue going. Because if you're going to keep on working and you're going to have this negative mindset and you're going to be super frustrated, all of that is coming out in the way that you talk to people. And that's going to be the biggest turnoff. This book that I was just showing you, I've showed you guys this before. This is my gratitude journal. I started this specific one September 28th of 2017. This is my third gratitude journal of this type. And I literally go through every single day and I write down 10 things that I'm grateful for every single day, every day. Setting my mind right in the very first thing in the morning. And it doesn't matter if it's something as simple as, you know, I'm just grateful for my 2 happy kids. I'm grateful for my good health. I'm grateful for my fit body. That was December 7th of 2017. I'm grateful for my strong marriage. I'm grateful for our home. I'm grateful for all of the money that we receive. Being grateful and reminding yourself of what you're grateful for daily, as corny as you think that might sound, it is the biggest way to change the situation that you're in. You know, mentioning in here, even if so if you haven't watched The Secret, you got to, or listen to it or read it or whatever. But she mentions in The Secret, being grateful for something that you don't even have yet. So if you're wanting to be a bronze with this company, being grateful for, so the way that I would kind of like think of that in my head, so in my gratitude journal, so I guess I'll use myself for an example, I'm grateful for my silver paycheck. I'm not silver yet, but I have no doubt in my mind that I'm going to reach that goal. So I'm going to be grateful for hitting silver already. You've got to be grateful, and you've got to open up your mind to that. Another thing with personal development, you guys, you've got to find a book on Audible or get a book in your hand or something that is going to help with this whole mindset thing, because this is a mind fuck game. I promise you, this business or opening up any business is going to toy with you because it is new, because it is something that you're going into, and it's something you haven't done before. And all of the, whether you want to call it Satan or whether you want to call it all the bad juju in the universe, everything out there is going to try to pull you away from something that you want. You cannot allow that to happen. And if you are going to allow that to happen, you need to make sure you're growing your mind if you really want this. So picking up a book, picking up something that has to do with network marketing. The Business of the 21st Century is an amazing book to go through. If you guys need tip or suggestions, like I can give you suggestions, but you need to learn. You need to learn this business. GoPro would probably be the first thing that I would pick up after this Zoom. Go to the store and buy it and make it a goal to get through it your first 2 weeks of 2019, because you guys, you could probably do it in 2 days. It's such an easy read. It's such a short book. It's written by Eric Worre, who is a network marketing mastermind, and he gives some amazing information away in there. If you haven't watched Jake's 12 Days of Christmas, go back into the Q News page and watch them. Watch them all like this the next few days when you're not working. You need to grow your skill, and you need to trust and believe in yourself. And the only way you're going to do that is if you grow your skill. So my new journey I'm going on is this book, 100 Days to Brave. I got a brand new journal because I want to start journaling every single day, not just gratitude journal, but journal. So I'm reading 100 Days of Brave. It's 100 days, going through 100 days, and I'm going to journal about it. But on top of that, you guys, I'm telling you, I get serious about personal development because it is huge. On top of that, yes, I am doing this mindset reset with Mel Robbins because she is kick-ass, and everybody needs a reset going into a new year. So I am really excited to be following along with that too, because it's just extra refreshing to get all of the gunk out. And listen, I don't like to air dirty laundry out anywhere, but I think one of the things that I need to be better at is being empathetic with people. You know, I know everybody goes through crap. Everybody goes through hard times. I get people who will come to me with their hard times and speak as if I don't have those hard times, or I don't go through stuff either. Well, I'm telling you, everybody goes through hard times. The reason I'm getting so heavy into all of this kind of stuff is because since October, you guys, of this year, I have been going through some crap with family, with friends, finances. I mean, yes, we're getting our finances on track, but you know, there's still those things that just come up. But crap, shit happens to everybody. And it all depends on what you're going to do and how you're going to react to it that's going to pull you through. So when you're going to come to me with your hard times and say, this sucks, I can't do this business because XYZ, I'm going to say, listen, if I can do this, so can you. I've had things trying to take me down since October, and I haven't let it happen. I mean, it's gotten kind of in my head a little bit, but I knew instantly that I had to push stuff out of the way. Okay, So I get it, and I do empathize with people. I probably don't voice it as well as I should, but I do get it. I'm right there with you. I'm that person that can say, oh dude, like I'm in the trenches with you currently, not just I've been there, but I'm in the trenches with you currently. And these are the things that I'm doing to get myself out of it. But again, it all comes back down to you. Are you willing to do the work? Are you willing to pick up a book and start reading or listen to an Audible? I just listened to Kick Ass with Mel Robbins, and it is a book. Well, it's an Audible or a book of her coaching sessions that she's had, I think, with 9 different people. Holy cow, you guys. I can't tell you, and I would just listen to it as I'm getting ready in the morning. I can't tell you, there were days where I walked away and I was like pumped up, ready to take on the world. And there were days when I walked away and I was like completely devastated, like heartbroken, devastated, put me in a funky depression for the rest of the day because I could relate with that on such a level. It was insane. But overall, like it grew my mind. It grew my mind because at the end of everything, like obviously she is doing personal coaching with people and she's just goddamn powerful. Like I love her. But are you willing to do the work to do that? You've got to carve out time for that stuff. You've got to carve out time for these income producing activities like the TMZ. And again, if that's not your thing, then we got to figure out a way for you to organize your stuff. You've got to carve out the time to hop on opportunity meetings and invite 3 people to those. You've got to carve out the time to get to trainings. You've got to carve out the time to make an appearance when there's a live opportunity thing going on in your area. A lot of the people who are telling me that they're not growing is because you're lacking in all of these areas that I'm mentioning now. And I'm going to just be blunt and put it out there. And I'm not going to try to say that you haven't been trying and that you haven't been doing your work, but I want to see measurably how you have been doing it so we know exactly where to tackle. That's what it comes down to. In any business, that's what it would come down to. So literally going into 2019, you need to make a decision. Your decision needs to be to have a more positive mindset on everything, not just this business, but with your life. Life is all about looking forward. So address the frustration that you're having, address the discouragement that you're having, and make a decision to move past it. We're all moving past it. We're going into 2019 and we're going to reach the goals that you want to reach. You also got to share with me. You've got to share with your enroller. You've got to talk to them and let's sit down and actually make this happen. You got to be consistent. You can't come to me and say, nobody's responding on my posts, but you only post once a week. That post that you just posted once a week is not even being seen by anybody in your newsfeed. That's why nobody's responding to it, because you're not in that algorithm and being shown. It's just kind of like a waste. If you think that you've made a good post, or if you think that you've made a few good posts, I would go back into your newsfeed, copy and paste them, and plan to do those all in like 1 or 2 days over the next upcoming days, because guaranteed that's why people aren't commenting. They're wanting to see that they can trust you because you're going to stay in this business, but yet they need to see your posts. And in order for that to happen, you need to be consistent. But even taking it off of Facebook, you guys, you need to start messaging people. We need to start growing your network. People who are so concerned that you don't have a circle outside of your friends, then it's time to start meeting new people. That's what this business is about. It's time to start asking for referrals so you can meet new people, or putting yourself out there when you're at the grocery store and talking to the cashier. And it might not be anything about this business. It might just be a small conversation about life to the cashier. And you never know what's going to come up. You never know if she's going to say that, she's a struggling mom with 5 kids and this is her second job. That's a perfect opportunity to say, maybe you should get on this opportunity meeting that I have with my business partner. You should probably hear this. That's all you got to say. Is there something else? I don't know. I could go on forever about personal development and stuff, you guys. I know it's hard. I know being stuck in this discouragement and this kind of negative feeling that you end up getting when you're not seeing the results you want. I know that it's hard. I know that it's tough. I have been there. But it gets better. You just have to be willing to take the action and put in the work to overcome it. So Hopefully everybody that needs to see this will hop on and watch the replay once it's posted in that training page. Most of the people who need to see this aren't on here, which is fine because I know it's New Year's Eve. I know it's 5 o'clock on the East Coast. So I appreciate the 3 of you that are on here today. Hopefully it helped you a little bit. All I can say is let the discouragement go. If you want big things to happen, then we need to make them happen. And you can't tell me that you've tried everything because I know you haven't. And if you want to try everything, then we need to sit down and do it. You need to show up for your business. You need to carve out the time and make it a priority in some sort of aspect. You need to find the time to do it. If that's 5 o'clock in the morning, so be it. If that is staying up later after your kids go to bed, so be it. Working through that exhaustion is what's going to make the difference in your business. I have a cousin who has this, he started a company. He is now worth millions of dollars. And that kid is non-stop. Maybe you don't want to make $1 million with this company, and that's fine. But until you reach the goal that you want, you can't back off. You got to keep your foot on the pedal. And you guys, this might sound scary, but literally it can all be done with an hour a day. Just find where you can put that hour a day and let's go to town. Meet up with me for that hour a day if you need to. Get over to my house if you need to. Meet me at a coffee shop if you need to. I'm actually getting ready to sit down. Well, I should have done it yesterday, but I didn't because Brock pulled me to a hockey game instead. But sitting down and planning out my January and February with all the events, with the people who I'm going to have fly in here to help us out with these events. Every single one of you should be taking advantage of that. And if you're inviting people and they don't show up, you should still be at that event when they happen. I'm going to call out all of my girls here in Utah because let me tell you, everybody here in Utah should be my strongest team. And that's not the case. You should be my strongest team because you're in my back pocket. You're right here with me. But there's maybe been 2 or 3 of you that have taken advantage of that fact and actually tapped into things and gotten with me personally to do this stuff. You know, the Idaho girls, like I'll go up there for even just a day to do a thing and it's like a packed house. Guarantee you if I went out there to the East Coast, it would kind of be the same thing because they see the value of that. Everybody here in Utah needs to take advantage of the fact that you can cruise over to my house anytime you want. We can have like Rachel Newkirk come over and hang out anytime we wanted. Like this is pretty special. But you got to take advantage of the opportunities that are there. Like I challenge all of these Utah girls with me to like step it up and let's like kick the other teams out of the water because we can do that. Like we can all do that together. We can rally around and literally link arms physically because you're right here this close. So again, the discouragement and the stuff, it sucks, but it's time to make the decision to just move on and get over it because that's what it takes in this business. You got to be a badass about it. You got to just go. This is going a little bit longer than I expected it to, but that's okay. Hopefully everybody has a really great and safe New Year's Eve. We are going to be super mellow and hang out with the kids and the family. Obviously focusing a lot on month end. It's crazy that it's month end and New Year's Eve at the same time, but it is what it is. So I'm going to be pulling in all the numbers as much as I can. Again, the offer is always out there. Any one-on-one coaching that's needed, we need to get together and figure out what's going on in your business and how we can improve it. But you got to take my advice. You got to take the action. If you want help, you need to take the help once it's given to you. And you guys, all of you, every single one of you can rock out 2019 and completely change everything within 30 days of the new year if you want to. But you got to be clear on your intentions, be clear on your goals, and don't be afraid to take the action and make the decision to do so. Let me know if you have any more questions about Teamzy. I'm happy to walk you through it if you're going to try it. It is, like I said, a free 30-day trial. You don't even have to put in your credit card information. It's legit, just free for 30 days. I'm anxious and I'm interested to see who wants to try that and then how it helps your business at the end of the 30 days. Like I'd love to follow back up with you and see how that helped you. So let me know if you guys have any additional questions, and everybody have a really great night. And go Utes. Bye guys.